Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. The topic of today's lecture is exotic animal substance. This is part of the lectures under drugs of animal origin. We have already completed shellac, honey, and gelatin. Those are not exotic animal substances. Why? Because they are, you can get them easily. So they are not called the exotic animal substances. The exotic animal substances comprised mainly of substances which are hard to get. So we call them exotic animal substances. In the exotic animal substances, number one is musk deer or musk oil or musk deer pod, that is fragrance which we get from musk. And the other one is ambergris, and we are also going to touch spermaceti. होते क्या हैं ये animals and products derived from different organs of the bodies have constituted part of the inventory of medical substances used in various cultures since ancient times. They have been used in culture in as a medicinal substance since ancient time. So much so as कितना old as Hans dynasty का भी जिक्र है इसमें and Ottomans का भी जिक्र है कि जो Ottomans की जो medieval और early Ottomans है ना तब से use होता आया है. And if you still go and see Turkey and the neighboring countries, you will see that these fragrances are very popular and still used. They are still used. Okay. Intensive research into phenomena of zootherapy is the medieval and early Ottoman era has yielded 48 substances of animal origin that were used medicinally. In the Ottoman era, there were about 48 substances of animal origin that were used. The vast majority of these substances were local and relatively easy to obtain. Most of the substances were domestic, that is honey, wax, silkworm. That's why we are not calling them exotic. Others were part of the local wildlife, that is adder, cuttlefish, flycatcher, firefly, frog, triton, scorpion. These are also not exotic because they can, you can get them from their local wildlife. Part of the usual medieval household, that is milk, egg, cheese, lamb, etc. These were part of the household. Or parasite, that is louse, mouse, stingbird, etc. Few substances were not local but exotic and therefore rare and expensive, that is beaver testicles, musk oil, coral, ambergris, etc. Historical sources of not only Ottoman but also ancient Egypt also mention the use of these exotic substances which are derived from different types of animals. The examples of different types of animals are cattle milk, bee honey, lizard blood, ox organ, swallow's liver, bat limb, ambergris from the sperm whale, and the glands of musk deer. These were used in the times of ancient Egypt. Common beavers, civet cat, musk, pearl, Spanish fly, sperm whale, which were imported from distant lands via the trade routes and therefore were exotic. The habitats of these animals were special and found in distant places. They were very rare and trade in them was usually a monopoly. They were very expensive. The animal substances were applied to treat a wide range of symptoms and diseases such as skin diseases, bleeding, wounds, internal diseases, hemorrhoids, animal bites, and sex-related diseases. As they were very expensive, so usually only those traders who were very, established, they used to acquire or trade these types of products, and also they were under the use of the kings and the queens of that era. Okay, some of the substances were used for other purposes such as perfumes, lighting, that is wax, lighting, and food, honey, cheese, chicken products, goat products, etc. Some of the products were used for the purpose such as perfumes के लिए इस्तेमाल होता था, मोमबत्ती के तौर पे इस्तेमाल होता है, ठीक है, and food, that is honey, cheese, chicken products and goat products. Number one is a musk deer. So usually मैं आपको ये बताऊं, पहले ज़माने में ये समझा जाता था, they thought कि ये जो भी पॉड है ना, ये जो है इसकी एक्सक्रीशन होती है, मतलब जो फाइनल होता है ना, एक्सक्रीशन मीन्स के वेस्ट प्रोडक्ट की एक्सक्रीशन और एक्यूमुलेशन, ये वो है. बट लेटर दे हैव फाउंड कि ये जो है होता उसी के साथ है, मतलब नीचे के पोर्शन में होता है जहाँ पे एक्सक्रीटरी ऑर्गन्स होते हैं, बट दे आर नॉट अमंग द एक्सक्रीशन प्रोडक्ट्स. ओके. Musk is an odoriferous secretion derived from the musk gland under the abdomen near the pubis of the male musk deer. As I have explained, कि किधर होता है, ठीक है. Botanical name Muscus musciferus, family Muscidae. Uses musk is used as component of fragrance as a fixative in perfume. In animal studies, component of musk reportedly have anti-inflammatory and antihistaminic activity. Usually it was used as fragrance, as fixative, and for its anti-inflammatory and antihistaminic activity. What is musk deer? Hota kya hai? It can refer to any or all members in the genus Muscus of the family Muscidae. Actually, Muscus, the sole one of the family Muscidae, has 7 species, hence medicinally musk mainly refers to the dried secretions from a gland situated below between the navel and the genital of the mature male. There are other species as well, and there are difference in the musk of these species. सिर्फ ये नहीं कि एक ही मस्क की स्पीशी, एक ही जो है वो डियर की स्पीशीज से ये हासिल किया जाता है, बल्कि देयर आर अदर स्पीशीज एज वेल. और जो अदर स्पीशीज है उनकी जो कंपोजिशन है उसमें भी थोड़ा थोड़ा डिफरेंस है. फाइन. The deer musk glands, also called the deer musk pod, is cut and placed in shade to dry. It is first we cut it from the deer and then we dry it. When in use, it needs to split the pod, remove the shell, and obtain the so-called musk grain. There are, when जब ये intact होता है, तो जो ग्लैंड, ये जो ऑर्गन होता है मस्ट या पॉड, इसके अंदर जो ये मस्क होता है, ये लिक्विफाइड फॉर्म में होता है, बट वी नीड टू ड्राई इट. जब ये ड्राई होता है तो ये ग्रैनुलर फॉर्म में कुछ ड्राई होता है, मतलब ये थोड़ा सा ग्रैनुलर फॉर्म में हो जाता है, और वो भी विद इन द पॉड इट इज ड्राइड, मतलब ये आउटर नहीं बल्कि विद इन द पॉड ड्राई किया जाता है. ठीक है. उसको ड्राई करके जब वो ड्राई फॉर्म में आता है तो ये ग्रैनुलर फॉर्म में आ जाता है. ठीक है. इसको मस्क ग्रेन कहते हैं, namely the black granular material. In terms of the species in captivity, the grain can be collected directly from the pod and dried in the shade. These grains should be stored in an airtight container in order to keep away from moisture, heat and sunlight, because ये सब इसको degrade करेंगी, moisture, heat and sunlight. The deer musk pod is spherical, oval or sometimes ovoid होता है ये. One side is slightly flattened, densely covered with white or gray brown short hairs that are arranged in vortex with a central whole pod that is about 2 to 3 centimeter in diameter. ये लेफ्ट साइड पे आपको ये एक मेल जो मस्क डियर का पॉड है that is open, और ये ग्रेन जो है ना वो आपको इसमें सामने नजर आ रहे हैं. There are other scented glands also in the on a deer. जो black-tailed deer है, this is been shown in the picture. इसके अंदर if you observe, there are different glands, and I have marked. There are forehead glands, anal glands, tarsal glands, interdigital glands, and metatarsal glands. All these glands are also scented glands, but they produce these scented material, and it gathered in this pod. The composition of the musk is musk contain muscone, muscopyridine, the male hormone, cholesterol, cholesterol ester, derivative of androsten, cholesterol, cholestanol, proteins, amino acids, lecithin, fats, urea, and so on. And so on. Why I have written so on? Because there are other. This is a usual. These are usual composition. Okay, that means that these are mostly present, but there are other compounds, other muscone. There are derivatives of muscone or muscopyridine, which are which are present and which are specific for specific types of deers. What are the benefits of deer musk? In recent years, deer musk oil has been increasingly popular among young people from many countries in the world. Actually, this musk scent was used in China as far back as Eastern Han Dynasty. Initially, it was only used for dressing up, and later it became a popular cosmetic and deodorant in Tang and Song Dynasty. This is a rare animal species with strong diffusion, stunning allure, special soft and elegant aroma, and excellent fixative ability. Thanks for that, it is also known all over the world along with attar and ajaz. Meanwhile, people from both East and West always have a great interest in them. More than just a fragrance, it is really impressive on medicinal uses. Many clinical documents show that musk-based medicine can rapidly release the acute condition. Take patient with coronary heart disease as an example. It can help quickly ease angina, syncope, or shock in heart disease. If you see the medicinal purposes or medicinal uses, it has been used, and it is observed that it can help quickly in easing what angina pain, syncope, or shock in heart attack. Can quickly act on muscles and bone marrow. For instance, adding a bit of it with medicine that treats sore can particularly increase the pharmaceutical effect. In addition, the Chinese pharmacopoeia show that it is contained in 12% of all Chinese patent medicine. That is, it is used and it is contained in all of the Chinese patent medicines. In Western medicine, it is commonly used as emergency medicines like cardiotonic and as a stimulant. Pharmacological actions of muscus. It is effective on central nervous system and bidirectional. A small dose can excite while large doses can inhibit, and it can enhance hypoxia, tolerance of the central nervous system, and improve cerebral circulation. It has significant cardiac effect, which can stimulate the heart and increase the cardiac contraction aptitude and enhance myocardial function. It has considerable benefit for the prevention and treatment of ischemic heart disease or disorder caused by thrombosis. It has anti-inflammatory effect, which is similar to hydrocortisone. It has obvious excitement and boost on the UC, that is uterine contraction, in particular on the pregnant uterus in the body. As for non-pregnant uterus, the excitement comes slowly but steadily. Muscone can significantly increase the frequency and intensity of uterine contraction. In addition, it is anti-implantation and anti-pregnancy, and the role becomes more and more significant with the prolonged pregnancy. It has inhibitory action on human tumor cells, and the action becomes stronger and the increasing concentration. Dear musk side effects. I've always emphasized that we must, keep in mind the side effects and the contraindications. In short, deer musk is good herb when used properly. However, as a medicine, it has certain hazard to human body since it is with some certain pharmacological functions. So it is necessary to understand it more before the use, or it may go wrong if you abuse it. Overdose of it may occasionally lead to slight headache, nausea, poor appetite, and excessive use of can be inhibit the central nervous system and stimulate the digestive tract mucous membrane. Means overdose of it may occasionally lead to slightly headache, nausea, and excessive use can inhibit the central nervous system, stimulate the digestive tract and mucous membrane. The symptoms of poisoning include oral mucosal erosion, nausea, vomiting, loss of teeth, blood in stool, spitting blood, in the urine, or in severe cases, it can result in respiratory center paralysis, heart failure, visceral extensive bleeding, and even death. And it was even reported that the use of 0.06 gram musk by a kid caused confusion, irregular breathing, coma, convulsion, anuria, and mydriasis. Musk can affect fertility, although it won't cause infertility. Long-term exposure to it may affect pregnancy chances. In addition, frequently contacting with it may, worse still, lead to miscarriages. So pregnant women should avoid contact or smell it by all means. By the way, it should not be used together with garlic and in case of collapse syndrome. The next is sievet. Sievet is the name of a small African mammal, that is Civettitis, Civetta, and Viverridae is its family. Sievet is the name of a liquid taken from the gland of an animal. This liquid is used as painkiller and sedative. In food and beverages, sievet is used as flavoring. In cosmetics and soap, sievet is used as fixative and fragrance. Sievet is also called civet cat. Any of a number of long-bodied, short-legged carnivores of the family Viverridae. There are about 15 to 20 species placed in 10 to 12 genera. The anal glands of civet open under the tail into a large pouch in which a greasy musk-like secretion accumulates. अच्छा, इसमें ये भी होता है, ये जो सीवेट होता है ना, इसकी सिक्रीशन तो होती है, लेकिन ये जो है ऐसे प्लांट्स पे, मतलब ये ऐसे हैबिटेट में ग्रो करता है जहाँ पे कोका या कॉफी बीन्स के प्लांट्स होते हैं, ठीक है, वहाँ ये जो है ना कोका पॉट खाता है, कॉफी बीन्स, आई मीन कोका नहीं, कॉफी बीन्स, कॉफी पॉट्स जो होते हैं वो उनको कंज्यूम करता है, तो उसको ये निगल लेता है सॉर्ट ऑफ ना। तो ये भी जो सारे कॉफी बीन्स होते हैं ना, ये एक्यूमुलेट हो जाते हैं जाके उसी पॉट के अंदर जो कि सीवेट के अंदर होता है। इसको भी बहुत सारे मुल्कों में, जैसे इंडोनेशिया या फिलीपींस के अंदर, इसको जो कॉफी, ये जो पॉड है, इसको लेके और इसकी जो अंदर कॉफी है ना, उसको यूज किया जाता है अपनी कॉफी के फ्लेवर को या कॉफी के एरोमा को एनहांस करने के लिए, ठीक है, इन जगहों पे। Chemical constituents: the exceptional fragrance of seaweed oil is attributed to the presence of ketones known as cybertones. ज़्यादातर जो जितने भी अभी मैंने आपको जो मस्क बताया ना, उसके अंदर भी जो compounds हैं, they are mostly ketones, also called as cybertone, which is present in the concentration range of 2.5 to 3.4%. Cyclohexadecadone, 6-cis-cycloheptadecadone, cyclopentadecadone, and cycloheptadecadone are certain other ketones in seaweed oil. What are the uses? The uses primarily of seaweed oil is that it strikes everyone's mind in its attention-grabbing fragrance. It is very attention-grabbing that can uplift the mood and elevate the energy of all levels of the one who is wearing it and those who are around. Not only those who are wearing these, but also to those who are around. The oil of seaweed and its synthesized aroma in the recent times indeed have been a remarkable impact on the emotion and behavior of mankind. Seaweed and its positive effect on the limbic system. It has a positive effect on the limbic system, and it has said to instill potential differences in behavioral and psychological pattern on humans. And the superhero cascading these benefits is the limbic system, or the vital control central human. Means the main organ which it stimulates is the limbic system. Seaweed oil contains aphrodisiac, sedative, rejuvenating, stimulating, carminative, and tonic properties that pass on through the nasal passage in the form of aromatic molecules, react the limbic system through the olfactory epithelium. Seaweed's relationship with rest and stress. The nurturing fragrance of seaweed oil has the power to stimulate, refurbish, and renovate the working of hippocampus, that can help in passing appropriate command to the system to relax, rest, revamp, recuperate, and rejoice in your nerves. बेसिकली आपके हाइपोकैम्पस को ये बेसिकली स्टिमुलेट करता है, जिसकी बिना पे यू नो रिलैक्स एंड यू रेस्ट एंड यू rejoice. Other health benefits besides these benefits, seaweed oil has been used in controlling sweat and the bad odor associated with it. Hearing disabilities, colic in children, certain skin disorders, a reduction of perspiration, a cure for some skin disorders, claims of aphrodisiac powders. Okay, हम cod liver oil हम next में करेंगे. Thank you very much.